Let's go straight across now to our correspondent William Denslow joining us live from New York. William, a quick check on the latest numbers. Has the rate of hospitalization offered some glimmer of hope, as we were discussing earlier?
Well, looking squarely at New York, there has been a very slight dip in the number of fatalities, according to data from the last 24 hours that are available. 758 people losing their lives. Of course, over the course of the last week or so, we've seen those figures a little bit close to the 800 figure. Looking at the total of people that have lost their lives in New York, 9,385 people dying from COVID-19. Now, the state governor, Andrew Cuomo, has said that there seems to be evidence that the curve is flattening, but while there is no real great decline, we are at least seeing some kind of a plateauing, which is certainly good news considering that recent spike in escalations we've been seeing over the last few weeks. But of course, those figures, those daily death tolls remain incredibly high, and there are real concerns that that could remain high for at least a few days. There have been warnings of a potential lag between a decline of hospitalizations and a decline in the death rate. So that's really why we're hearing these huge calls from officials in New York to make sure that people keep adhering to those social distancing measures to make sure that that curve continues to flatten.
Harsh criticism coming the way of the American president by none other than the head of the coronavirus task force, Dr. Fauci. Not the first time, of course, that Dr. Fauci has made those remarks. Any reaction coming in from within the White House at this point?
Well, at the moment, just a reaction and the counter-punch from the president himself. Of course, we heard Dr. Fauci speaking on CNN over the weekend, saying that from the public health standpoint, he and other medical professionals were urging the government to take strong action when it came to wider shutdowns as early as late February in the United States. He also had a very strong caveat to that, however, saying that it was a complicated decision and that public health experts only needed to look at public health itself and not some of those broader issues that a president has to deal with, such as the ramifications for the economy and things like that. We have heard directly from the president, who came out and retweeted a message from a congressional Republican hopeful stating that essentially it was the president that was acting earlier, and Dr. Fauci himself, according to this alleged tweet, was calling for the public to not have anything to worry about by mid-February. The president also saying that it was he that had called for flights to be shut, particularly to the likes of China. So he said that he deserves a great deal of praise. Now, according to this retweet, the president said, according to that congressional hopeful, it also had the hashtag in that Twitter post, Fire Fauci. So, of course, this is just a retweet, so there's a huge amount of opaqueness there, but certainly at least a sign of displeasure from President Trump.
Right, we're going to leave it there for the moment, William. Thanks very much for joining us with those updates. Now, speaking in greater detail about the friction between the head of the